morning! Good morning, rise and shine. It's the Monday morning cup of coffee. I'm Tommy Womack. Let's have a sip. This Friday night, Newport, Kentucky at the Southgate House Revival. Hope you can come out and see me if you're in there, that Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. Saturday night, I am playing a house concert in Cleveland, and get in touch with me or go to TommyWomack.com for more details. Sunday, I have a house concert in Ontario. I've never been to Canada before. This will be new territory for me. Cambridge, Ontario. If you're anywhere near Cambridge, Ontario, and you want to come see the show, there you go. So that's the big news of the week. I hope to see you at a gig if you're in that area. What I want to concentrate now on is this. See that right there? This is of course just Word doc pages taken down to Staples and bound, and this is sort of a mock-up of a cover. It's nothing permanent, but it's coming out in November. And to give you a little taste, somebody wrote in last week, said, why don't you do one of your readings instead of a song all the time? And so here you go. From Dust Bunnies, a memoir, the introduction, the things you learn in the back of a car. I always wondered what the world looked like from the back seat of a cop car, and now I know. Right now I'm thanking Jesus in heaven that I have Xanax, marijuana, and wild turkey in my system. Otherwise, I don't think I would tolerate this situation nearly as well as I am right now. What's lost on me at the moment is the fact that it's that cocktail of chemicals that has me in this back seat to begin with. If it weren't for those things, I'd be on the interstate by now, driving home from a great gig. And it was a great gig. Standing ovation, the whole 9 yards. Great night. Moved a lot of merch, got a cool festival t-shirt, and it's still a great night in an odd way. It's great because I have a good buzz, and let's be frank, that's all that matters. My mind isn't saying, ooh, this is really fucked up and I'm really in trouble. It's saying, hey, this is a new experience that will make a great story. And if I was ever going to be butt raped by Bubba in a soundproof cell, this is exactly the buzz I'd want to have when it happens. It's Memorial Day weekend 2012, and Tennessee is warm and humid even at midnight. We like it that way. We tell Yankees, you think this is hot? Come back in August, we'll show you hot. This is nice. My new festival t-shirt isn't even sweaty, and this cruiser is air conditioned. What more could a fucked up musician possibly want? There's just one thing I really don't like. Wait. Two things. First are these handcuffs. I've seen enough criminals on television complaining that their cuffs are too tight and how uncomfortable it is to be cuffed behind your back so that you're essentially sitting on your hands in the back seat of the cruiser and the metal of the cuffs is biting into your wrist bones. And I'd always had contempt for those criminals. You deserve it, you piece of shit. What do you expect after killing all those nurses? Now I have a new empathy. It hurts. But again, I'm lucky. If I weren't fucked up out of my mind, think how bad it would hurt then. Thank God for chemicals that get me into trouble and make the trouble feel good at the same time. Drugs are great. Everyone should try them. Secondly, that little piece of paper taped up to the plexiglass wall between the officers in the front seat and me back here. It's about 2 inches tall by 3 or 4 inches wide, and it says, and I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who would attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know my name as the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. Ezekiel 25:17. Now that's not cool, I think. I don't need to see that. How many perps have seen that from my vantage right here? The paper's brown and the cellophane tape is yellowed and no one's been able to rip it down or lunge forward and eat it because of the cuffs and the tightest seat belt ever. I wonder if the cops know about Samuel Jackson reciting that very verse before icing people in Pulp Fiction. I doubt it. The Christian music blaring from the radio tells me they might not even know who Quentin Tarantino is. I believe in God, and I believe he hates Christian music as much as I do. I spend a lot of time on the road, and as I'm flipping the radio left of the dial, I can tell the Christian station in 2 notes. It always sounds like Coldplay with a really, really happy lead singer. The radio is all New Testament, happy, happy, joy, joy. That piece of paper is Old Testament. Yahweh will kick you into the middle of next month, pud knocker. I wonder which side of the fence the cobs sit on, liturgically, or if their minds plumb such channels at all. I'm starting to not like them. They were courteous enough when I was stumbling through their stupid human tricks, but now that I'm in the back seat and they're up front, it's like I don't exist. They don't make conversation with me. They don't ask if I'd like anything from Wendy's. I'm starting to see why mother rapers and father stabbers don't like the constables that cross their paths, the way they treat you like a common criminal. I also don't like how the guy's driving right now. He's violating every speed law in the county, slowing down for curves, and then gunning it in the straightaways. He's saying, I'm a cop, and I don't have to follow the rules of the road. Arrogance. If I were doing coke right now, I'd give him a piece of my mind. Someday, years later, I'll be typing and thinking about how this was a turning point. How I came out of my fog in the morning, waking up on a cold cement floor in a drunk tank in bumfuck Tennessee. I thought things might have to change now. I'd lived a great rock and roll life, almost died once or twice, but you know, shit happens. I'd always gotten away with it. Close shaves are the spice of life. Well, this time I didn't get away with it. This time I'm going to fork out $1,000 for a lawyer, have more jail hanging over my head, pay fines and court costs, and find out how all this scuttles my enjoyment of lock-up marathons on MSNBC. I'm going to have to stop using a shitty childhood as an excuse to stay numb. Going to have to get help. Going to have to get typing. Going to have to spell out this life and let it be enough for once. And that's the introduction to Dust Bunnies. It's going to be out in November. I'm going to start taking pre-orders sometime in October. This right here, it's the final copy edit. I got to look through it and make sure it's all the way it should be. It's been professionally edited, and now it's been professionally proofread and copy edited. And Brad Talbot is doing the illustrations. There's going to be an illustration every chapter, and that picture of me on Facebook with naked but with the Telecaster in front of me, that's going to be the About the Author page. That's going to have that picture on it. I'm excited about it. Been working towards this book for 15 years. I've sweated blood over this one. I hope it's good. I hope it's readable. It's sort of the sequel and prequel to Cheese Chronicles both. It's part diary, part recovery memoir, part nightmare, part romp. It's a lot of tales that are, you know, I hope it's funny. I think it's as funny as Cheese Chronicles, but in a darker way. It's a little darker humor this time. And other than that, I'm hitting the 9-minute mark, so you got to go to work. I got to go to work. There you go. I'll see you next Monday.